So the whole process started in 2016, so it was a long time ago, and actually I wasn't involved then, but the process is that a town or region city would bid to host the event and prove that they've got the funding and the backing and the wherewithal to do it, and the UCI would then look at all the bids and make a decision on who gets the event in which year, and they usually batch it up in multi-year packages. So the decision was taken to make that bid, so not just Harrogate but Yorkshire and all the surrounding areas and all the local authorities that were going to be involved had to come together and agree, yes, we are supporting this, and therefore a package is put together, it's presented, and you get a yes or no. So that happened in 2016, so some time ago. You can't run a world championship like this in a major city and close it down for 9 days. So the town has to be of a certain size that will allow this to happen without... It's going to cause disruption, we've never said it wouldn't, but you couldn't run this in Leeds, you couldn't run it in Manchester, you couldn't run it in London, they're just too big. Harrogate's actually the perfect size. It's extremely well located, it's got fantastic cycling around it, whether you're going east, west, north or south. Clearly that's a very important aspect. It's a cycling event, and it's got the Stray right in the middle of the town, which is an amazing asset for the city, for the town, because it allows us to use that to put the infrastructure in, to give the spectators that something extra, that something special, and it lifts the event. So in many ways Harrogate's the perfect venue for this World Championship. I've very much been there from day one of planning and preparation, although I wasn't there for the signing of the original document. Nothing happened in terms of the planning for the event itself until I was in place with my operations director in September of 2017. The challenges have been coordinating all the local authorities, all the police, the ambulance services, working with our delivery partners, and it's just the sheer number. But that challenge has not been as big as I was initially expecting it, simply because we've had phenomenal support from everybody. It doesn't matter which local authority you go to, it doesn't matter which police force, there's only one ambulance service, which is very helpful. And whether that be the power, the gas, the electricity, the gas, water, Ministry of Defence, security, it really doesn't matter. They've been so supportive, and that has made that challenge a lot easier. Still a big coordination job. This is the best problem to have, but it is something we've spent a lot of time addressing, is the number of people expected to be here to watch it. Yorkshire loves a bike race. They turn out in their millions, and it is measured in millions, and we have to manage that. But because we don't sell tickets, like you're going to watch a tennis match or a football match or a rugby match, you buy a ticket. So you know who's coming. You know a lot about where they're coming from if you post their ticket to them. So you've got all this information that helps you plan. This is free. I don't know if Mrs. Miggins from down the road's coming or she's not coming, whether someone's coming to stay with her from outside Yorkshire, outside the UK. I have no idea, absolutely no idea. We try, so we run surveys and we ask, so we've got an understanding. But at the end of the day, if you haven't had a financial buy-in, you can make your decision to come or not come on the morning of the event. And that is a planning headache. And so we have to put things in place to deal with what we expect to be the maximum number of people. And that means that if they don't show up, then we've over-catered. But if they do show up, then we're good. And we can't risk it not being good. So that's one of the problems with running a major sporting event that's free, is the planning around spectators is extremely difficult. Yeah, businesses, it will vary depending on your business. And some people will see an immediate uplift, and I think some people will see a long-term uplift. And there's a balance. So one thing I've said numerous times is if you don't open your shop, I guarantee you won't sell anything. You may choose not to open your shop, but that's the decision you need to make on how your business operates. If you're buying, as an individual, if I was going to have to buy a sofa or a kitchen and I was looking at a local shop from which to do that, that's not an impulse purchase. I'm still going to buy the kitchen or the sofa. I just might not buy it that particular week, but it isn't going to stop me buying it. So you've got to then not just analyse trade in that week, you've got to look at what comes later, and you might see a sudden uplift in sales the following week or the week after that, because you're compensating for what's gone before. That's for non-impulse purchases. For impulse purchases, walking into a shop, seeing a jumper or a bag or a hat or whatever it might be, nice new suit or a new bicycle. You've got thousands and thousands and thousands of extra people in Harrogate for a long period of time. You've got to recognise it's not the Tour de France or the Tour de Yorkshire where they come into town for a short period of time, generally less than 24 hours. In fact, sometimes less than 12 hours. They arrive, they do their stuff, and they leave. And so do the spectators. The spectators come in, they watch the bike race, and they go. We're here for 9 days. So we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people in and around Harrogate for more than 9 days. So the people from Australia, the Australian team, or New Zealand, or America, or China, South American countries, Colombia, they're not here the day before. They've got to acclimatise. So Australians have been here for nearly a week already. So they've got to come in, they've got to set up. So you've got to look at that long term. So if you So split that down into immediate impact. So you're definitely going to have that economic impact, which I'm extremely confident is going to exceed 30 million by some margin. You've got that 9 days of spectator activity here. You've got 9 days of TV audience. It's on BBC in the UK, so that puts it UK-wide. 250 million people. That's a global audience, and that's not my figure. That's coming from the broadcaster, and their standard numbers. They have to stick to certain rules to create those numbers, so that you'd be confident in that figure. And then look at the social media impact. Something goes viral, gets several million views. What you've got to look at is that long-term business that's generated for tourism, for Yorkshire, for the next 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 10 years out. So it's that long-term legacy which is the real gain, the real benefit.
I think we're finished on that. I think that's a nice,
all right?
Yeah, nice way to sum up. Yeah.